Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Fangirlz Assemble.
We're here. We're doing it.
You know, Darkwave Fair, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
That is for sure.
Hey, James. In with the ducks.
Hey, James. Emoji game on point.
Yeah, we're talking about ducks. What's the colon? I always forget it. 2 years in the oil sands. Okay.
Yep.
Walgreens is calling me all the time. Did you know? You can refill right now.
Oh, you're like, we get it. Yeah.
Anyways.
Well,
yeah, 2 years in the oil sands.
Before we get into it, you know where you can buy this book and many others we talk about? InStockTrades.com, our great sponsor. What? You can get up to 50% off, sometimes more. Free shipping in the United States at $50 and more. But if you're just in the US and you just want one book, that's like $4 flat rate shipping. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
And check out their deals currently right now because our pick of the month is 45% off.
Sure is.
You know what? I should just let Maddie guess which one it is.
The girl that can't get a girlfriend? Yeah.
That's 100% right.
I love this little game though. You choose it and then I get to figure out what it is. It's like a little present.
Yeah. It's great. That is currently 45% off, which is a fantastic deal. Also, look at the cover. Maddie,
it's been on my list.
Okay, good. I was like, that's of course the one we have to pick. Like,
oh yeah.
I feel like I know your taste enough now where I can pick some stuff where we got it.
No problem.
So check out that deal, which will be good until Tuesday when they put out their new books.
Okay.
So check it out.
Happy Sunday. I've yet to buy and read this book, so I'm just here for banter. I expect it to be a great read. It is.
Yes.
And we'll get into that. It is a very good read. It's by Kate Beaton. It's a memoir of her life. She lives in like a certain area of Canada that like isn't as well off. It's a very similar story I think a lot of us grew up with, where you live in a smaller town where the only way to really make money or do well is to leave. There's always the expectation of leaving. Mm-hmm. And she talks a lot about like empty seats. Like all these houses for hundreds of years have had these like empty seats because people eventually have to leave this town to go find work, make their way in life. And the same is for her. She just got her bachelor, got her degree in art. I forgot what exactly, but he's like museum related.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got to pay off somehow, and she knows that she's not going to be successful right away. It's going to take her forever to pay off these student loans. And so she goes to work in a bigger city and ultimately ends up working in the oil sands. Now, I could not tell you exactly what they do, but I can tell you. I was describing it to Elliot. It's like, what is... I was like, It reminds me a lot, because I have to relate it to where I'm from. It reminds me of like coal mine sort of deal, where there's a lot of factory machines and things. And it's like hard work. You have to wear hard hats, and it's not like a healthy environment. I couldn't tell you anything else about that, which is not good for somebody who's reviewing this, but it's not the point. What happens at the oil sands? It's not the point.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But she ends up there, which is it's a difficult kind of life, and one that usually a lot of times, like, again, relate to my own experience of friends from high school and things. When you get involved in work like that, you kind of end up staying because the pay is good, but it's like a whole different like ecosystem. It's a whole different life. It's away from people. It is not in a big city. Those are the people that you see day in and day out.
Well, and it's predominantly men that she's around.
Like 97% men.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like 50 to 1 or something, like something.
Yeah.
And, there's a good chunk of her life here where she's working in the camps. So she stays there the entire time of her shifts. I think it was was it 8 on, 8 off, something like that?
Yeah.
Which is intense. And of course, she's surrounded by these guys she has to work with every day who are now sleeping near her every day and creating a pretty toxic environment for her.
Yes, this is between 2005, 2008, that period of time. And even though we're having those conversations, we weren't having them as much as we are now. And this is definitely like a guy's guy kind of like environment where like you have to be able to take a joke. And I'm not saying that you have to be. I'm just saying like I'm trying to. That is the kind of language that's being used. And so a lot of her time is like, one, she's the new girl. And if you've ever been a new girl in a situation of people that don't know you, people were going to notice you. And there's not many women. And so there's a lot of guys that are like really creepy towards her, that say things that aren't appropriate, that you don't get away with as much now. Like the subtle microaggressions in day to day of like, oh, hey, doll face, or, you know, like saying jokes like sugar tit, you know, that kind of thing. I talk about women's bodies a lot. And it takes a toll. And it was, I mean, it's a very good read. I would truly recommend it. I think this book is very good. Just be prepared of whatever state of mind you need to be in, or what state of mind you're going to come out of it with. Because I think, you know, both of us can relate to those kind of situations.
And it's a constant bummer.
It's like constant.
It's a constant bummer. I think the way she did it was really well done. She goes through a lot of trauma. There are trigger warnings you all should be aware of for, you know,
sexual assault.
Yes. And the way that was depicted, I think, was very real and not, you know, I think even if you've experienced something like that, like it's still, like it wasn't shown or anything, you know, it wasn't on the page. It was just her. But the way she did it with, I don't mean to talk tons about that either, but the way she did it with the panel work and the dark pages and stuff, I think was just really well done. I like how she did it there.
Yeah.
And her art is very good and simplistic. And
let me highlight you.
Yeah, so here's some of her character work. And if you all have read Hark of Vagrant, you know, but the I'm trying to get to some of the spreads of like her actually doing drawings of the oil sands and stuff. Yeah. I think these are pretty beautiful, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's where her art really shined for me. You know, because there's some of her character work, you know, you could argue. I still really like it, but she really does shine when she's depicting the oil sands between the pages and things like that. And this thing is a honking beast too.
Well, I'm not saying none of that happens now. I think we're very aware in our life and where we live that is still very much a case. Like in a lot of places, I'd say you have a little more to go on, like a little more like things that have happened that you can work on. But absolutely, like living in Kentucky,
the stuff's still, we're aware. People get away with a lot. Yeah,
a lot of business, like places I've worked, even in places that aren't like this, but are places that's like boys' club. I frequently, being the only woman in the room of 50 higher ups and different like engineering, bourbon companies, things like that. That is, they do it differently and not as crassly, unless it's a drinking night, but it is still there.
Well, even the law firms I worked at, like, probably 8-9 years ago now, I feel like are probably still very similar, where the lawyers have a certain mentality about any woman working under them. And I was called little girl when I was not a little girl. I mean, just little things, like you said, like microaggressions that are certainly still happening. And those people are the ones in power. So where do you go? Right.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
She deals with a lot of that too. Cause she's just like, if I say something to anyone about this, 1, it's not going to change. 2, I'm just going to get it harder from these people.
Yeah. Cause at one point early on in the book, before a lot of like really significant things happen, a lot of the smaller things, right? So guys saying certain things, guys talking about her, near her. Cause she has this one job where the only reason it's pretty slow. And the only reason anybody comes by is just to see her, to look at her, talk about her, and not because they need anything. And she goes and she talks to her boss about it. She's like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't really want to work there. This is the situation. And he's like, we're going to be team players here. We are a team. And, that's just how some people talk, like just really dismissive of the whole situation. So she's like, well, I've learned now that this is not something to talk about. And other women are part of the problem throughout. Which is hard because, like, she says, don't give up my number. I don't want to hook up with these people. She's like, oh, you should be so flattered. And he's like, that man is like 40 and married with kids. What are you talking about? No, just be flattered. This is so sweet. Like, it's like, oh, this one's not going to be single for long. You got your pick of the lot. I'm like, that's not much of a lot to pick from.
Yeah, like when she went to her older, like, she wasn't her boss, but like her coworker, and she was like, "Oh, this guy keeps coming over here. Like, please don't tell him I'm not interested. Like, do not." And then just openly is like, "Yeah, go out with her. Yeah, like 180s." And then she's like, "Hi, I just told you. What are you doing?"
Yeah,
and then makes her like, "Oh, it's rough. It's rough."
And it just seems like it's like, oh. It's like watching high school boys here. And I think that environments like that where you really are isolated, right? And there's like not as much people. It's everybody egging each other on. And not just instances with her, but instances of people who were older. Or like there's instance later on where this man, he's much older. He maybe got 6th grade, right? And then end up going straight to work. He can read, but not well. And all the men volunteer him to read this like safety thing for the day or whatever to everybody, just so he can be embarrassed. It's like, oh yeah. But I know that they have nothing. I know why this happens. It's this egging on, this camaraderie. It's this joking that ends up building itself up when you're isolated in a situation like this. But yeah, to go back to the dorm situation, I know we're not talking about as much as her, and we will. Just the situations in here, it's rough. It's hard not to talk about just the situations themselves. The dorm situation really freaked me out. I am amazed. The fact that you had to be so careful locking your door, which you should anyways, because constantly throughout the night, different nights, people would try to get in. And
that alone.
Oh my God. Like they talk about, oh yeah, that's pretty normal. Like one of the cleaning ladies went into one of the rooms and the man was there waiting for her with like his stuff out. And her friend talked about, oh yeah, like people have snuck in while I'm trying to get in. They've like got into my closet and jumped out. I've had to like kick him out. Like all this crazy, like rambling. I was like, oh, you went to do body shot, snuck into a room and asked that. Like, oh my God. And the guys in her room like, oh, this never happened. He was like, yeah, this is pretty normal for me. This is like a constant situation. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Terrifying. Truly.
How I'm glad she's able to pay off her student loans at least, but man, at what cost to your nanny for 2 years?
Truly, like she did a really good job too of like every time you'd be introduced to a new man in her work life here, you would start to like, she would have a conversation with him or have to like go to one site to the other in a vehicle with this person or have interactions every day. And you'd start thinking, oh, this guy seems all right then. This guy has her back and everything. Yeah. And then he, of course, inevitably says something or does something. And you're like, oh. And that was a well done storytelling method too, because like you got fooled just like she does, right? Like you get to feel how she must have been feeling and where you were like, oh, I trust this guy. This guy's not going to hurt her. And then he does. And it's like, oh, this sucks. There was like ultimately, I mean, there were I think a few good guys depicted, and she mentioned, she's like, there were tons of guys who didn't bother me because there were tons of guys who worked there.
Yeah.
But that's not what this is about, But the guy toward the end who was like super sweet when she left.
Well,
I was happy about that. Yeah.
I'm still worried about Beard Guy because I'm not sure what happened to him.
Oh my gosh. That is the one thing.
I don't know if it was drugs or something else. I don't know, but it was really...
Yeah, when I got to the end of this, I was like, hold on. We don't get to know what happened to him? Like, and it makes me wonder if she knows. Maybe she has no idea, And I was like, I hate this.
Yeah. And man, I do appreciate that, even though this is heavy. And this is another instance where I'm really thankful that her artwork in this book is the way that it is. Mm. Because one, I think it makes her really relatable, and because it looks more cartoony, like a cartoonist style, right? Like a funniest paper style, the simplistic way. I almost feel like it's easier for me to get into that. And it's easier for me to go, because if it's hyper realistic, her dealing with these things, there's no way.
That's too much. Yeah. I agree.
It's another instance of making it more accessible. It makes it easier for me to be there and go through these and think about what she's going through than it would be the other way.
Yeah, I agree. I think ultimately we were bummed out. We thought it was really great. And the book itself, too, is a really high-quality book. Has a nice, shiny
nice. I have my
under it.
library copy, so I don't get to see that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. The yellow underneath.
Ugh.
I gotta tell you, though, I'll never read this ever again in my life. I have no interest.
Oh, it's so good. I think everybody should read it once. I really do. I'm very thankful I've read it. I think it's
I
very
agree.
good.
I agree. Yeah.
I'll probably give it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. I think it's that good.
I had to sit with it to like figure out what I was going to rate it, but I think I agree. I mean, it was great.
But there's some books like that. I think they're so good. Oh, good question. Yes, it does.
Yes.
A bunch of ducks that died.
Yeah, of course. They got into the lakes around the oil sands, and there was all this sludge in the lakes, and they died. So there is a lot of talk about the environmental effects of this place that she grows to realize throughout the book as well, including the horrific ducks that died, and it's sad.
Yeah, and I guess it was good that she showed that as well, because there is the duality of this in here, because she does mention they do talk about the more environmental concerns, some of the protesting, the potential cancer that she also may be getting from this, and also people in the area. But she partners that with showing us these very real people that don't really have a choice, right? She didn't really have a choice. Like, if she wanted to be able to live past this, she needed to be able to do this. Her parents don't have the money to take care of all this, right? Her sister ends up working, her cousin works. A lot of people have their family members also work there for however long they need to. And it's just a lose-lose situation, because those people do need those jobs.
Yeah.
And you obviously have higher ups that don't care about their safety, right? Because they even show this one part of the book where some of the higher ups come in and they have these really nice jackets, these new jackets, these really nice helmets. And the guys are excited, like, oh man, because she's running like the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
can I get like safety jackets? So there's a point, yeah.
Yeah, can I get one of these? Because mine are really worn down. She's like, no. Like, you can't do it. They brought those things, they took them with them, even though they will never have need of these. Because their life here is so different from yours. They don't prioritize you. And they've used instance to kind of like tokenize her in that situation, take a picture of her as a woman working there. Like, to single her out because you have that moment. Oh gosh, and the things they install to get the ducks out too, like
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Precious is far and away the most critically acclaimed comic graphic novel of 2022. Most appearances and highest ranking on year and lists from newspapers, comic websites, etc. Absolutely, I can see that. Yeah, I think this was so well done. I think there's so much to explore here. This is one that I would, because I read a lot of books, but a lot of graphic novels. But being somebody who works in academia, a lot of times my colleagues would not take graphic novels as seriously as I do. This one would work. Mm-hmm. This one they would. Which makes me sad to think about, because, pretension in all realms, right? But yeah. Woof. Ooh, I wish Lee was here to talk about this, because I think he is somebody who grew up in like really rural Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, would have a lot of insight. Because even though like I'm adjacent to it, I do not experience a lot of the same day to day. But I've been lucky, privileged of not have to work in big factories and things. I have a lot of friends that was the only option for them. I was too bogged down and bummed out to get past page 40-ish. More pouty. I do not blame you.
I get it. Yep.
I do not blame you. Oh, it's hard. Every time she would show, because she was still dealing with the aftermath of the assault, right? And I think it definitely affected her life past that.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think that's something a lot of people understand. It's just the sort of like, then it just happens after that. It's like, I don't know how to get out of this situation without bringing more issues onto me and others, and like what my work life will be and what they will say.
Yeah, absolutely. Hayden makes a good point saying, I will definitely read it, but I feel like I may need to be in a certain mindset for it without getting mental burnout. If that makes sense. Absolutely. Don't go into this and not expect to be bummed out.
Yeah, and I had no expectations. I was like, it's going to be weird for her to work there. Because I think I started it like earlier. And then I didn't get all the way to her getting to the oil sands. I did not know I did not know what I was in for.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for the book. I think it's incredible. I think it's very good. I'm sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's because it's so real. I don't want to use the word relatable, but it is. Like, it just feels too close to home. It feels too close to, like, experiences a lot of us have, which is good. I think a lot of people could read this and, like, get something from it. And I hope, especially people who don't experience this day to day, but may be potentially part of the issue.
Well, and even, like, the afterword, I think, was really well done. And she basically says, she hopes to shine a little bit of a light on what's still happening at these places, as well as just the health concerns as well. I mean, she dealt with a really personal health issue from...
Yeah.
That broke my heart, too. Bummer. Just bummer.
And you know what? Screw all these people for making, like, all these, like, education so expensive that's what she had to go do.
I mean, honestly.
And for that education not to be worth enough to go get a job right after. Her mom's like, why can't you just do that? It's not enough. A bachelor's degree is not enough. It's not enough anymore. Anyways, it's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
You should read it, but just, I don't know, get yourself an ice cream after.
Or don't read it if you're already sad. Just
watch a cartoon after. Do something for you directly after reading this book.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did a little meditation. I listened to some calming music during it. Anyways, I would have said to those guys that complained at us about our opinions about other books that involve sexual assault and be like, if only you had been through it, then maybe you would understand this book.
Also, what a thing to say to anybody.
Wow.
Like, yikes.
Maybe you should read Ducks, please.
Yeah, truly.
Ice cream after Molson's poison. Yes. That's big brain thinking. You know what? Let's do that. We talked about the book. Let's bring it up. Let's bring some positivity up. Let's bring everybody joy these days.
My answer is, of course, Big Brother Canada. Watching with Jessica.
We picked up Marvel's Midnight Suns last night. And I think you would like it. I like it so far. Yeah. I'm not that far in it.
I've heard good things.
You get to hang out with people in the house. So, like, we hung out with Nico Minori from the Runaways last night. We watched a movie with her.
Nice.
See, you can become friends. There's friendship levels with everybody.
Love that.
So you're doing all the other stuff. You're fighting whatever. I don't care about that. It's the friendship levels. And Tony makes a little, like, superhero social network thing. So you can see everybody's posts, like Robbie Reyes, like Magic, all these people.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that's really fun. I like it.
Love that.
Also, the Physical 100 is great. Everybody should watch it.
Yeah.
I saw The Man Called Otto this week with Tom Hanks in it.
Oh yeah, I read that book.
Oh yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, I love the book.
God,
I haven't seen the movie.
So good.
Yeah, I do want to see that.
Oh, stop it. Who? Just kidding, it's me. What if it was somebody else?
Yeah, who?
He announced it here. The thing bringing me joy right now is Star Trek Lower Decks. I've heard that's very good. I'll eventually just use Jessica's Paramount Plus and watch all of them. Dan Slott, Silver Surfer.
Nice.
Yes.
I still need to read it.
Yeah, I don't own it, but I read it. I'm going to buy it for sure. Because it was lovely. Jessica's trying to antagonize Elliot in the chat with Better Watch Out. She suggested I watched it. Elliot watched it with me. And then he said, I'm never going to forgive her. So now it comes up in conversation a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, and I did read a couple books. So I can talk about a couple more. Normally I would save it, but maybe it would be good for
people need to know.
Something else. For our people at home that like reading women's love manga, Black and White, Tough Love at the Office, I enjoy it. These two women are basically kind of rivals at work, but like in a way that they wouldn't show other people. But when they get in private, they beat each other up and make out. There it is. I liked it.
Okay.
And in this book, which I guess we're going to talk about next week, so I won't say too much, but I picked up X Gender, talking about a person who uses the term X Gender. That's what they use in Japan. So like you could say like it's an umbrella of non-binary or like gender non-conforming. But yeah. That's what we're talking about next week.
Yeah, we're talking about it Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I tend to avoid harrowing reads these days, but sometimes the book is just way too intriguing to pass on. Have either of you read Speak? The way you describe the experience reading Ducks reminds me of it.
Yes.
No.
I read Speak in middle school, I believe.
I've seen the cover before.
And I know there's a graphic novel adaptation now, and I read that when it came out too, which I really liked. But yeah, Speak's rough. But I recall liking it a lot back then.
Yeah, I'd still like to read it. I think it was cool. I mean, you and I are both diehard Veronica Mars fans, and that looks like a very similar situation.
Was it?
I mean, well, not so. I've never read Speak. I'm just looking at the description because
I don't remember.
Veronica was also assaulted.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
That, but just by that.
Yeah. No, I get you. I was like, did she solve crimes? I don't remember that.
No, I don't know. Revisiting Hellboy, love it. Finally saw Everything Everywhere all at once. Oh, yay! The movie's so good. One day, Kristan will watch movies, and then she's really gonna like it.
One day I will.
There's so many movies, Kristan.
I know. I don't ever see movies. Yeah, it's so true.
That one's perfect.
Yeah.
I know it won't win all the awards because I'm not lucky enough for that to happen, but I think it should.
Nice.
Started reading Gwenpool Omnibus this week and been loving it.
Nice.
You got that, right?
I do have that. I haven't opened it, but I have it. Yeah, it's a good time. Still bummed, y'all.
Yeah, this made it being a shorter show. I think I have to
understandable.
But in good news, things that bring me joy is that myself and Jessica and Kristan will all be together next weekend. In person.
How exciting! Love that for us.
We're gonna play board games.
Yeah.
Jess said she'll take pictures of us.
Just randomly.
Just so we have things.
Give me a good angle, Jessica.
Just pictures of us at like the bookstore. Like we made it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do that.
I'm stoked.
We're very close to the bookstore too, so. And we're close to Bubble Tea, if we feel so inclined.
I'm excited to try Bubble Tea there. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. We're gonna have donuts.
Hell yeah, we're gonna have donuts.
Probably pizza.
Yeah.
Seems
I
inevitable.
want Long Johns.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, Long Johns. That's where it's at.
So excited. Bro, the world's our oyster next weekend.
Yeah.
We've got so many options.
It's gonna be amazing.
When you said Jess will take pictures of us, I imagine Omni Dog joined the party too.
I don't think he's gonna fly here, but that would be hilarious.
If he did, he'd go visit Omar first.
Probably, yeah.
Santa hats needed.
Oh, yeah.
Listen. What? No. if we had more time, if we had a whole weekend, I would say we go to Santa Claus, Indiana.
Ooh, we could.
We could.
We
Guys,
could.
there's
We're
Holiday
close.
World there. They got all the holidays.
Yep.
We could go see Santa Claus and ride roller coasters all on the same day.
I feel like, are they on the off season or are they open? I don't know.
I have no idea. They should be open all the time. It's a Holiday World.
I know. I agree.
Flannel Fall.
Nice.
Why is Santa Claus Indiana? That's a good question, Hayden.
It's a great question.
America's beautiful. You know? There's just...
Yeah.
There's so many things.
And if you're wondering if when you drive through Santa Claus, Indiana, if there are Santa Clauses everywhere outside, yes. All the time.
It's incredible.
In the summer and the fall, every time. All the time. Santa Clauses.
I love it. I love it. It's great. I don't know what came first. If they had Holiday World.
Santa Claus or... Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yep.
I feel like the town came first, but maybe not.
I just got that black and white manga the other day. Glad to hear it's good. Just read Impending Blinds of Billy Scott and finished Sweet Blue Flowers. I have questions.
It's funny. I'm like, was that the one? Yeah, I started that a while back, Sweet Blue Flowers, and I read like a volume or two, and then I had questions, and I put it down. I'm gonna have to revisit that this year. We'll talk.
Want to go see Santa in Finland someday at the Arctic Circle. It looks crazy. Oh. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
One of these years, Kristan, I feel like you and I, we need to go on like a trip abroad.
Yeah.
Together.
We should.
How much fun would that be?
So fun.
You, me, traipsing the world. Metropolis, Illinois will also blow your mind, which we do have to go to.
Yeah. We do need to do that. Down.
Oh, James got to hook up because he's close by. Santa Claus Land came first, and then it turned to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Yeah, I love that Splash and Safari was the choice to add on to Holiday World. But I'll never forget it because he had that big bucket head at the top, so with a tiki.
Yeah, it like dumps out all the water.
Love that when I was a kid.
I like the big raft ride.
Oh yeah,
you know, with like the big slide. Yeah.
I've had so many pictures of me as a kid. They're like including little cars that you pretend that you're driving.
Yeah.
So or your parents have to sit with you.
Or the questionable canoe ride.
Love the canoe ride.
Yeah, I loved it as a kid too. I mean, it really is just you go in a circle and like.
See, I think that's good content. We need
where we go to the canoe ride
and we put dumb vlog stuff up. We review things, but also it's dumb vlog things.
Oh, the Holiday World would be the best dumbest vlog ever.
Really I want us to go to Dinosaur World. I forget what town that's in, like Cave City. You drive
okay.
Like,
yeah.
And they always like life size.
I've seen the billboards for that. Yeah,
I've never stopped. I have been trying to go to Dinosaur World. I drive past it often.
Maddie, I'll go with you.
15 years.
Let's go.
How fun! We wear little dinosaur t-shirts.
Yes.
And then we pose with each dinosaur.
Do little stuffed dinosaurs to bring home. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Let's do it.
I love any kitschy stuff like that. Elliot's parents brought up like, what if we go to like Gatlinburg or something? And I was like, listen.
Yeah.
I love kitschy touristy things. Can we go to a dinner theater? Because I'm
yes. Yeah.
I want a dinner theater. I want dumb themed restaurants.
Yes. 100%.
That's everything to me. I want to buy a dumb souvenir.
Always dumb souvenirs.
Yes. Frightful Falls log ride. That's the best one. That's the best one.
The log ride is the best. It's so good. I love the log ride. But even the Raging Rapids.
Yeah.
That was my favorite of all time. Raging Rapids.
All right, Jessica, I'm going Dinosaur World. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Fangirls meetup at Dinosaur World.
Yeah, let's do it.
We don't do any meetups at
conventions. Who's near us?
And everyone can meet us at Dinosaur
One
World.
person shows up. It's James. He was like, I was close enough.
What's up? He's already got pictures of emoticons ready before we get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say he brings all the emojis.
You must have been tired. Your schedule's for 11 p.m. now.
Love that.
I wanted to go, but my wife insisted we go to Mammoth Cave. I love Mammoth Cave too.
Mammoth Cave is good. When is it?
Mark, if we had enough time while you were in, we could go to Dinosaur World, but that's way out of our way. Mark's coming to visit me too, everybody.
So exciting.
Before Chris has ever visited me. Wow.
Listen, to be fair, I tried to visit you once and you were not in town. Remember that? I was like, we're going to Lexicon. Let's hang out. And you were like, I'm not in town.
I was probably getting married.
No, I think it was before that. You were out of town for something. I don't know.
Go this year?
I remember being in Lexington and I was just like, this is a bummer. We can't see Maddie.
You should go this year.
When is it this year?
Like end of March. It's like the last weekend of March.
I may be able to. Reed may have a performance, so we'll see. Yeah.
It'd be cool.
I would be cool.
We could meet Power Rangers. I don't know how else is going.
There's like a whole Boy Meets World situation, which is exciting.
Really?
Yeah. Ryder Strong's gonna be there.
Sam Raimi's gonna be there.
Mr. Feeney's gonna be there.
Huh. Why is that the first thing on the page?
I know, right? That's what I care about.
Question for the chat. Are you guys having any cons you're going to this year?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, man. The Ancient Alien guys is going to be there.
We may be doing Heroes. You should go to Heroes.
Isn't that way out of my way?
I mean, it's actually closer to you than us.
Oh, my God. The Blues Clues guy.
But... Yeah, I think there's a whole Blues Clues thing. I think they're all going to be there.
Oh my God, the Blues Clues guys.
Yeah, like all three guys. Yeah.
We can meet them. Isn't that crazy? You're not going to believe this, but our friend, minor celebrity Kyle Starks is going to be there.
Yeah, I will believe it. Yes. I have heard this.
Oh, that's cool. Also next Sunday, if you want to talk to yourself, I do. I love her.
Yeah,
should be on the NMC Discord book club voice chat. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I know you guys have book club. Well, that's fun.
That is fun.
But I will also probably be driving back from. I'll pop in the car. Yo, what's up? Yeah, I don't see Boy Meets World people at Lexicon.
I'm pretty sure that was all announced. Am I crazy?
I'm looking at the website. I don't see it.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm looking this up.
Were you looking at Louisville PopCon where Luke from Gilmore Girls is going to be? Probably go to Fan Expo in Philly in June. That's fun.
There is a whole My Name is Earl situation too at Lexington.
I wish I had time to go C2E2 or to plan to go.
Yeah, I want to go too.
I could try to meet David Boreanaz and make up for your hard time.
That wouldn't make up for me though.
No, it wouldn't.
I would like a redo though.
You deserve
think about
a redo.
it sometimes. Yeah, I would like a redo.
Yeah. Well,
maybe I made it up. I swear they were somewhere. I thought it was Lexington.
It might have been C2E2. Because I feel like
maybe I'm thinking about that. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I failed.
It's okay. We don't have time to go or afford to go C2E2 anyways this year.
It's true.
Chris Evans himself is going to be C2E2.
I'd like to. There's so many good people. Kat Lay, who did Thirsty Mermaids and Snapdragon. Yeah.
Yeah, all the best comic creators C2E2.
I know. I'd love to go, but yeah, we don't have the time or money for that.
No,
unfortunately.
We do not. Charisma Carpenter. Could you imagine?
I know. James is going to be there. James Marsters.
I put James here. I was like, James going to C2E2? He's one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Boy Meets World people are going to C2E2.
Okay, my bad. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we cut off a little bit early. I should probably clean.
Yeah, I get it. Same.
But you know what? I feel less depressed after talking. So
yeah. I look forward to not reading this ever again, to be honest. It was great. I look forward to not reading it ever again.
Yep. It's a very good book. You should read it.
If you're in the right mindset.
I just don't want to relive any of that stuff. I'm good. No. I'm not experiencing any of that currently in my life right now. I don't want to.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Well, we're going to be back Wednesday night at 6.
Yeah,
p.m.
6 Eastern. Yes.
With what we just decided as before the show start to read X Gender. Yay! I've already
Yay!
read it.
We did it.
Woo.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to.
That's okay. I've got to read a book before Tuesday on Near Mint. I forgot what it's called.
Nice. Love that.
I'll remember. Well,
And,
I hope you guys have a good Sunday.
And check out InStockTrades.com.
And check out Reed's Kickstarter. It's still going.
Oh, please do. Summer Vacation, still on Kickstarter. There are 11 days to go. So check that out. Get your back in. He's hoping to hit that stretch goal so everybody can get a hardcover.
Woo,
oversized. Love that.
All right. Well, see you guys next time. Get some rest in today.
Yeah. Read some books.
Get some books.